So now we'll have a panel, and we'll have 4, let's say, experts that's going to join me here. I have some questions for them, and we'll open up a Q&A for you guys to ask them afterwards. This will be related to you guys, how you should best approach how to get a job, or how to make an application, or how to work smart from now and until you're done with the studies. So, yes, you guys can just join me. So I did have to stalk you guys on LinkedIn, and I have to say your portfolio and how much guys you have done, it's insane. So you have a lot of experience. Okay. And Nick, also, he joined us just now. I asked him like 2 hours ago, could you please join the panel because one had to go. So this is not planned, he's doing it on the fly. So I appreciate that. And let's give a round of applause to all of them. So, where is the second mic? Or do you guys want to play with the square? You can have this one. So I was thinking this like just chill, just talking whatever comes to mind when I ask you the questions, and yeah, it's no pressure. Yes, we should start with that for sure. So you can start.
Hi, my name is Sandra, and I'm basically working in the, like, when script and idea comes to the first visuals. So my role is a storyboard artist or a story artist, which can be storyboarding, leading to animatic, or beat boards, or concepts. So it's basically how does this universe look like, which is the thing that I love most. So this is what I've been working with for 20 years plus.
You're probably fed up of me today, right? So, Nikolai Lockertsen, concept artist, illustrator, animator. Yeah, working with 3D, 2D since 30 years almost.
And hello, I'm Arnfinn, and I'm head of studio at Kristen Animation. Kristen Animation you might know from name, but at least you know all the Flåklypa films, Sabeltann films, Sakkebakke-skogen, all those big Norwegian feature films that we make. And I'm the one who's having probably the most boring role here, but I'm like head of studio, managing a lot of the people, organizing the whole studio. So it's like the kind of the production part of the business, or not with the funding and stuff, but we're like, yeah, getting all the projects through our pipeline. And I'm the lucky one who get to work with these fantastic people. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Nickolaos Kasolos. At my core, I'm a level and lighting artist. That's the 2 core skills I have. I'm working in this industry for 17 years, and more than half of it has been in art managerial roles. So I have run a lot of recruiting as well for the respective companies that I worked on, and pretty much through those years hired, I don't know, 60, 70 different artists from different disciplines overall, and including art and animation.
And you guys say it's a boring role, but actually it's really important, and it gives us a good perspective on what to look out for.
Yeah, it's like, just to talk a bit about myself more, I came from like an artist role. I always not always, but when I found animation, I was already doing an electrical engineering degree, found animation, wanted to be a character animator, did the education, got into technical sides, but never been like a proper character animator, but I've had all the other roles throughout. So I never expected to end up being a manager of a studio and working with the people. But yeah, you find your way, and yeah, I'm lucky to have to get to work with this kind of passionate artists. Put into a system. But yeah, shall we get on with the,
yes.
with the questions?
Okay, so the first question is that when you look at the student's portfolio or bachelor project, what tells you this person is ready for an internship, junior role, or serious collaboration? We can start from here. We can go up.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's this one.
The thing is that from universities, most things that we do and learn tend to fill our portfolios with a wide variety of work. But when we get hired, it turns out to be about one specific position with specific specialization. And it's always important that our portfolios shows our strengths, pretty much. So the strength on something specific. So it's one of those things, do not cast too wide of a net that you can cover way too many things, because you're not going to be hired for too many things. You're usually going to be hired for something specific, the thing that you tend to do best.
True. But especially, I guess, for the size of studios we have worked with or working in, it's like specific is very important. Because you will be hired as an animator or a modeler or a storyboard artist or like that. Yeah, those very specific roles.
Yeah, I guess it like in Norway there might be also small companies that needs a bit of a potato, I guess. So it maybe also depend a little on the studio you're applying for. But I think it's the level of work too, how good your work is. Basically, it boils a bit down to this in the portfolio. If you feel like you're intern ready or not, I guess.
Yeah, this would also be more or less my answer. So my field is storyboarding, and so when I look at a portfolio, I look at how good are these people, or is the person that I'm looking at in like to understand space? Is this a 2D animation? Is this a 3D? So what kind of media are you aiming for? And how are your camera angles? How are you treating the characters? How is this character staged, or can I feel an energy? Can I feel an emotion there? Because storyboarding is about visual storytelling. So you tell your emotions visually without words, and so you want to give the feeling visually what is going to happen. So I'm searching for that there. This is in a way then for me to understand, okay, this is an intern that needs more experience. This is a junior that I definitely can use and can put some workload on. Or if this is a person that just understands the game and I can just throw ball with that person.
Sit on board.
Yeah.
So
just in what you said, Nico, for a lot of us, at least those who do visual things, if it's animation, modeling, design, or whatever, it's a very real way of showing your skills. We actually look at your skills. It's not like think about all the other roles in the world where you have to do personality tests and all these rounds of interviews, and it's just about your personality. Your personality as well is very important, but step one is to have the quality of the craft you're kind of trying to get into. Like the base understanding of the craft. Yeah.
Another thing is also to how you present your work is also important. If you took pictures of your sketches in a low lit room with your mobile and it looks very unprofessional, so it's also about putting a nice package together that is also not too thick, not too many pages in your portfolio.
Okay, so if I am to summarize this, because we have some different perspective, because like you said, in Norway, it's more, maybe need a more potato role, a person that can do more than one thing, but at the same time, you guys also said that you should make the application and portfolio specified to the company you want to apply at, right?
Not specifically to the company, but rather the portfolio needs to show what you are best at, right? Like, so it needs to show your skill, that what you're best specifically at, and when they're gonna look for you, they're gonna look specifically for that thing, not rather if you tinkered with programming in the first year of uni.
Okay, can I just get how important would it be to send you guys the process versus the final product in the portfolio? Is the process worth spending time on to send like the from start to finish of your product that you applied for in the portfolio? Is that like should spend time on, don't spend time on it, or is it should spend time on it?
I would love to see sketches. Yeah, to see the progress on the sketches, because rendering can be a fickle thing, right? Like it would be. I would love to see how you got to that point as well. Yeah, as a concept artist, for example.
And I think we could talk about this subject for a long time, but I think that if you guys gonna just say we can just do this as a quick question. So what are 2 errors or a thing that people often do wrongly in the portfolio? You mentioned a bit about being professional, taking a picture. If I had like 2 tips each for like what?
I would say keep it to around 15 picture. Like if you're a concept artist, or like no more than 20, but the best stuff. Like if you come with 100 pages, but show your diversity, like you also say, Yeah.
Did I get your question right? Like what not to show, or
Yes, like 2 things you shouldn't.
like I would definitely I would like to see really cool compositions and the use of space. So not to do is in the middle all the time. But this is really happening a lot because this is the way how we are thinking as a first stage. So this is also an important thing to do while you're creating stories. You always, or most of the time, is going to end up to place your characters straight in the middle, having the horizontal line straight in the middle, of being balanced, because this is like one stage of thinking story, of like sorting your problem. But then when you understand the universe, you should make a stand of, how can I put more drama into, so not middle. That's for me.
Nice. And then from your perspective, like if you were hiring something, is there any red flags? Like, nope.
It's all you find them so many places, and that's like how to make a showreel. And I still get surprised that people still don't put their best work first. For example, that's like everywhere. If you look at Pixar, Disney, or anywhere, it's like show your best work first. Keep your showreel short. When we can have 600 applications for a few animator roles. I don't have much time to look at each reel. If you have made like a 2-minute reel, I'm going to look at the 10 first seconds on the first pass. And then you start like looking into details and then again, is what you said, looking at the process. If you're looking for, So
how long would you recommend a reel to be?
For students, maximum 45 seconds. Because I usually don't think students have more work that's, at that level that is higher build. And keep something for when you come to an interview as well. It's like if you have something there, you can show a bit your own stuff and a bit show a variety. And as well, like one important thing, put your right details. It's like it still happens. People have put their wrong email address. The link to the showreel or portfolio doesn't work. It's like I actually don't have time. Or for me, it's then I think like you're not focused, or it's already And of course, sometimes it is a mistake, and it's you might feel a bit horrible, but so true.
All true. Okay, so a general thing, first of all, for all artists, we are blessed and cursed at the same time because our CVs come second, right? In most situations, people will not open at all your CV if they do not see something first in their portfolio that they will grab their attention. And that means that we need to throw all our weight in their portfolio. And as other people said before, volume does not matter. Usually volume tends to be distractive, and fewer things, focus more, and as mentioned, put your best thing first, and let that then pull their attention to look further down your portfolio. And then, of course, then naturally they will go then to your CV to see what you have. And then in your CV is where you would have information based on the projects you worked on at school, the collaborations you had, what you learned, and so on, which all are going to be beneficial only if that person is interested in you in the first place.
Take this to heart, because as students, we are like writing this 40 to 80 page long summary and essays and thesis, right? So you have to remove that and just make that short. Good stuff, yeah. Okay, so next question. So students here work mostly in Unreal Engine, but like we know, tools change constantly. So are there any skills that goes beyond specific engine or software that you would say, put the time and effort into this because this will be valuable for your whole career? Nick, you can start.
Okay, fun, because I have a part of this in my lecture tomorrow. The thing is that, the important is the principle of what you learn, right? And the principle also is always dependent to the discipline you are in. So for example, if you're an animator, you need to know your body mechanics, you need to know about your character's weight and certain other things, that it doesn't matter if you're going to use Maya, Max, Motion Builder, or whatever. At the end of the day, you're going to repeat the same process, just the tools will be slightly different. Of course, you're going to have to adapt, but that's the easy part.
Yeah, I'll pass it on for this one just now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the same, like the fundamentals, like also with drawing, where, well, this is a different, this is 3D, I guess, but it's still like framing, composition, this sort of, so even if you're not an illustrator, I would still draw, still get a bit in, like, know your perspective, know your anatomy, and composition will always be key.
I would like to say that technologies like Unreal and so on, they are basically like the magic wand of Harry Potter. So and you're a sorcerer, so you can make magic with any kind of instrument, but there are some ones that are better for you than others. So we are humans and we're telling stories for other humans. So to craft the skill of telling engaging stories, that is not going to change. That's it, basically. Yeah.
And especially if you're part of like the visual side of things, it's your eyes and your experience is what matters. And you're like, even if you do traditional drawing, or if you're going to use AI, it's about the knowledge you have gained throughout your life to give feedback to your peers or to prompt something. And like when you get the feedback and you see and you use your creative skills. And then again, if you're the absolutely best Unreal artist, then I believe very strongly that you will pick up any other software or, yeah. And I guess when we started, was probably different softwares that were like the hottest thing. We had to do a lot of OpenGL programming ourselves to actually make something. So tools are always changing, and that's the fun with this industry as well. It's like what you did yesterday is never good enough tomorrow, and the tools have always changed.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So because this is a bit off, but when you guys talked, I was like, so AI is maybe taking a bit away from our fundamental training because it's so easy to ask it how to do at least for programming. It's like it does the fundamentals almost for you, so people forget about fundamentals. But you guys agree that that is probably the most important one, the fundamentals of drawing, lighting.
why are we doing what we do is kind of like a non-AI skill. It's like, why do you even ask AI to do something for you? It's,
Okay, thank you. So to round it up, I have this, this is a bit tricky question maybe for Nick, since you're just jumping into it, but this is like, what would be your 30-day plan? So let's say that you finish your bachelor, you have 30 days to be like, I want to get there as best and quickly as possible, like speed running to maybe get a job in the industry. So what would be your tips for the next 30 days? What should you do to make you most ready to get a job after the bachelor?
If you are targeting a specific company, what you're asking.
Yeah, or just if they want to, like, is there any skills that is valuable right now that, if in your eyes, is like they should absolutely practice this?
I mean, that thing where we snipe a specific company by making work that matches what that company usually does, right? So like if I'm looking to work in a company that work into a very specific stylized art style, then I should spend my next 30 days doing the thing I can in my discipline with that art style, because that's usually what they do. It's not that they're going to repeat the same art style always, but then they're not going to deviate from it too much either. So spend those 30 days to do something specific that that company would like, I guess.
It was interesting you said that, because that was my 3-year plan when I was studying studying animation in Bournemouth. It's like already the first year was this company called Blue Zoo in London making children's animated TV series. While most of my friends, they wanted to go into VFX and like work on Harry Potter or whatever and do all these amazing effects. I would just want to make silly children TV animation. So already from the start, all my projects throughout was kind of aimed at getting a job at that company with that style. So 30 days is a bit of a short time, but I was just thinking about in terms of like your role in to be like in lighting, for example. What do you have already? If you have a set it's lit for daylight, do you like in 30 days you can make variations of what you have to show, night, how is this looking at day? Instead of, because you don't have time to maybe make everything again, but you can kind of build on your portfolio by expanding on something.
Yeah, you wouldn't change and go completely to a different direction from what you are doing. And, you're going to choose ideally a studio that is close to what you do in the first place. So that will already make the process a bit easier. And from there, whatever you can fit in that time, it's beneficial, and altering a piece of work that you have might be key. And another thing that a lot of people are doing is cleaning up their portfolios before, like applying to a specific company, doing a spring cleaning on their portfolio and removing unrelated things is extremely common.
And important.
Yeah.
Tell me if you're not agreeing on this, but I think it actually would be good to print a portfolio, like make a nice little booklet that looks very professional with your name and number on the backside, and send it to a lot of like make a tasty little thing that will then actually physically end up in different companies and lay by the coffee machine and actually get eyes on. Because like how many applications do you get every week?
I just want to reply because I actually put that as a note as well. It's like networking, very important. You talked a lot about, you had a very few, some good pointers there. Networking, talk to people, and then I actually put a note, bring something physical. As when I came to Oslo, I had even lived above Kvisten Animation when I was, before I went to study animation, but I didn't dare going and talking to them. I was like so scared. I'm not worthy of talking to them. But then when I came back, I already had a physical portfolio this size. It's like a DVD back in the day. But yeah, but it was like at least there's something and well presented, so you already catch the attention. I've even received when I meet people, someone will come up to me with like a Fimo puzzle with animate like characters made like, so you kind of get something. Yeah, it kind of brings like, oh, this is someone passionate putting in the extra work, and it's easier to kind of be remembered by doing something like that. So yeah, it's a very good point.
That's like a two-step plan. Step one, send something physical to get their attention, and then you can send your like showcase reel or.
I do think it's very important to do these things at special events as well. To meet if you're at Fredrikstad Animation Festival. In our industry, in the animation industry, it's probably similar for a game, frame by frame, to be present on those festivals and occasions and to bring something physical. Usually people have a bit more time to talk those times, because if you come to, I didn't really think about this when I was a student or wanted to look for a job. Like, hey, why don't they have an hour to spare for me coming and showing my stuff? And it's like, and you start working, I know, Jesus, it's hectic. So it's like, and there's so many people who want to talk to you. So yeah, to find people at the right time. And then don't give up, apply again and again, because suddenly it's just the right timing. I can have talked to a junior on a Tuesday, and I don't have anything on Thursday. I have a meeting with someone. Oh, we're looking for someone. I don't even remember the one talked to me on Tuesday, but then the guy or the girl who applies on Thursday is like, oh yeah, shit, yeah.
My I'm not in the positioning of hiring, but my answer would also be have something that is you as a presentation. Use that time to have something nice that you can present and attend social networking meetings. And there's an organization also called Grafil, and I'm part of Grafil in Motion. And every quarter, within every 3 months, we are meeting and having an industry beer in Oslo. So there is also a possibility to meet people that are working with animation in Oslo and exchange ideas, get to meet people, just feeling a fellowship of being in the same industry. And we are organizing workshops and basically happenings that are educating us as a fellowship to pay it forward, basically with our own experience, or to have people coming over that are inspiring for everyone. So and there you meet people that are working with the same stuff, and this is also how you get jobs. It's meeting people that are passionate about the same thing, and having something in the hand that you're like, okay, that's me.
It's about becoming human, or like a person, instead of just being another name and an email or a number. It's like you get some relations to them. So
several hundred emails every day. Like, you cannot get through all that, so stick out somehow in a positive way.
Probably for the best. Oh, yeah. A pro tip on the side.
Sorry to just jump in here, but when you talk, thing I'm thinking about when it comes to applying to projects and companies, a good tip we usually say is to keep in track of what is in production. Like follow NFI's lists of what is being produced, because when a company gets production funds to go into production, they will need a lot of people. So that's a good timing to kind of send an application or meet up with them. Just a little side tip.
For animation, I would say send that email half a year or a year after you saw that, because it's like, because I get it as well, and it is great because we already added it to the but something is like it's a bit down the line to get to, but it's a good point to follow.
Okay, Sandra, Nikolai, Arnfinn, and Nick, thank you a lot for this. Before we do Q&A, just a round of applause, and thank you for all the insight. Okay, so we have some time for Q&A. We are way over time because of the delays. So when I say have some time, it's we have some time. So, is that okay for you guys to answer some questions? Okay,
We're here for you guys.
great. Let us.
Yeah.
So, how do you communicate and share vision for creative projects within a team?
Well, through meetings and like a project I'm on now, we use Miro boards, and we set up for different, like I'm working on a feature animation. So we have for different locations in the film, different areas around the Miro board where we put in everything from reference, inspiration to concept art, all kinds of stuff. And then we have, because at the moment we're on several different continents around the world. So we just Zoom together and look at Miro boards and use Discord.
Miro was when Miro was coming up, this was a game changer, because then he went away from files where pictures that matter disappear. So having things side by side is also very inspirational and is in a way creating a moment as well. So have reference, like collect pictures also in everyday life. If you see a cool picture that in a way like talks to you somehow, collect that picture, because it will tell or it can be inspiring for a job later on. And for a project, you have like the vision of a director. You often get a collection of images that mean something to the director in case of how he wants to what kind of film language that director has. And then, of course, there are location pictures. There's a whole team of production designers, character designers, and also what kind of what is a characteristic for that project. And this can be and this is again the opposite of AI. These are things that matter with our life as humans. So these can be a feeling of fish scales that I was actually in a talk from Double Negative, and it was a Titan movie, and this production designer, she was using clay on on some of the artists, and then when the clay would dry up, it would start to crack, and this was the beginning of how they did that one Titan that has this volcano lava in it to understand what kind of visuals, what kind of texture, what kind of feeling they're after, because all our visual reference, they're based in true experience of everyday life. And this is the thing that you want to collect as a reference on these Miro boards that give the opportunity to have everything within view. And you can then, of course, there are different ways to sort that Miro board. If it's, for example, an epic journey, then you have the different stages of where your journey leads to, or you have the early stage of a production, and then you keep it there, but you take with you to the second phase things that matter because your story developed, but you still can go back because there's always something, and then the reason why you had these first images, and this is really to treasure also.
Favorite collaboration tools you guys have?
I mean, they mentioned Miro, like irreplaceable. Before Miro, though, PureF. Like, we love PureF, but Miro made it a bit obsolete since it's collaborative. And I know that not everyone is loving project management tools, but keep it simple. Things like agile stuff like Trello tends to help a lot. Okay, we're moving a lot. And
It's not you.
I know, I join with you. And don't bust the old school Excel backlog. I mean, Google Doc backlog. They tend to be helpful for tracking stuff.
let's go to the next question because he said, yeah, that's well.
It's like you say that you don't give up and we keep applying. My question is how often? For example, I have updated like 20 seconds of my portfolio. Does it worth to send you a new application? Or I don't want to send it too frequent, as people think I'm crazy. How often, how much new updates you are looking for if I try to send my application?
Twice a day.
Twice a day. Depends how much you meet people at other, like say talking. If you go to an expo or where you meet someone, then it's every half a year maybe. Yeah, is that an answer? I don't know. It's it depends. It doesn't help sending an email with an updated application every day if it really is not good enough in the first place.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah. Okay, so two things. First of all, our industry works a lot with recruiters, and some recruiters, they're amazing. Others tend not to be as such. And sometimes when you see that the process doesn't go anywhere with the recruiter, don't be scared to also apply to the company directly. It has actually worked multiple times in the past. And that's one thing. And then, yes, it can be problematic if you spam the same company too many times. But what you can do, and you should always do, that's the situation where you need to cast a very wide net. When you're looking for a job, like turn every rock. Apply everywhere you can apply. Try to get yourself pretty much to as many inboxes as possible with the hope that some of them will reach out.
That's useful to reach people on LinkedIn, for example. Like if I have some questions, I can just reach to people on LinkedIn, or does LinkedIn works? People like to reach people for
yes,
things.
Yes. Like
connections.
I don't know if it's for every single industry, but for games specifically, LinkedIn is a must. Even if you don't want to have one, you should have one. It's that type of thing.
I don't have.
Well,
Yeah,
you're too good.
I had to Google you. But your IMDb is pretty large though.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Your IMDb, the image database, you have some stuff there.
Yeah. IMDb.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wanted just to kind of say something as well. It's like, don't wait half a year and a half a year and half a year to apply to the same place. There are a lot of companies around, so find another job and then apply again. If there's not a dream job, find another route, get some experience. I looked at when there was talk about the games industry and how big the game industry is in Sweden. Why try to get the job here if it's really hard when it's just a neighboring country have such a much bigger industry? Then it depends very much. Do you want to be one in 10, 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000, and like a big company? So yeah. I can talk way too much. Yeah. Let's go for the next question.
So my question is about environment and like level design, environment design, because I feel like a lot of times character is very emphasized, especially at this school. Having attended it, I want to focus more on environment. What advice do you have for environment, or like what you should focus on in your portfolio, and like what are people looking for in environment artists, level design, environment, like production?
Characters tend to be oversaturated. If you go to our station, most of them are character-based. And environments, you need, first of all, to show what you can model and texture. Art style matters a lot. It's one thing if you do photorealistic stuff, another thing if you do stylized. And if you're looking to find a specific type of job, you need to hunt for that specific overall styles. I know I'm repeating a bit myself, but it's the same thing when it comes to environment. And so complexity. Like if you want to be an environment artist, you need to be a good modeler and need to be a really good texturer. You need to have both skills really well, so spend time in both, because sometimes people put a lot of time on modeling and neglect texturing, and games sometimes is mostly texturing and less of about modeling. So,
One of you guys on design?
I'm not so familiar in the game industry with environments, but I think also to show moods, like if you're lighting it too, and that you can show variety in case of that it's urban, that it's jungle, that it's winter, summer, day, night, like a variety, and humid, not humid, like variation.
And I would say if it's characters or sets, it's story. It's something. Characters are characters that are there for a reason. They've had a backstory. They've ended up where they are. Same with level design or set design. It's about finding the unique story. Why are you actually? Who's been there before? How ancient and like the whole history and the story and the character of the location as well. Yeah. But I don't know how the game industry, how is in a studio, is it more set design and modeling and building, or is a character?
At this point, we are, we're mainly split. In early 2010s, we start seeing level artist as a position, an entity, and level art got overall world building and set design under it. And that moved outside of environment. And then environment at this point is specifically modeling and texturing assets and everything that comes around that. Of course, an environment artist can do also structures, and doing structures is kind of set design. So, for example, this whole building could be considered a structure that an environment artist will do. But then the level design would be, the level artist, would be the one that would come in and, decorate and make it, how it looks. But then the level artist will use the assets that the environment artist has made. So back then, this was one position, now is usually two. But of course, it depends on your team composition. If it's a small studio, you can have a person that wears multiple hats, and then they would do as many of those things as possible.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the other people, I know Sandra will have workshop tomorrow and a talk, and Nick, you will also have a talk tomorrow. And will you guys be available to chat outside if they are more eager to talk?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so just
I think as you guys already understand, the four of us are very passionate about what we do, even though we can all become probably quite geeky and nerdy. And now I'm nerdy with like Excel sheets and economy and all that. But it's still we also love to talk to people and share knowledge and listen to what you guys have to bring to us. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely feel the passion for sure. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you guys a lot. And you talk much, and I really appreciate it, because it's a lot of good insight. It's not every day we get to have guys with that much experience like you. And I would also say that, let's say you have a portfolio. You can join the Game Dev Syndicate. Now, because the thing is that we are localized across the street there. So if you join the Game Dev Syndicate, you can use us as a sparring partner and send your portfolio, and we can pretend to be, this is your first contact, and we can give you constructive but real feedback. Not oh, it's good. We'll say, it is good, but you should also do, or this wasn't appealing, or don't be afraid. We'll practice. So that's a good way. Thank you guys so much for joining. Appreciate you. Yeah. And thank you for the students. Those who remain will succeed. Yeah. Good job, everyone.